Oh, Link is your Link. Welcome to the show. Because I'm doing well, because I'm having a wonderful day on this glorious, and I do mean glorious, September 22nd. Today I have some great news for you guys. Today we're working hard. And got we didn't just wake up. It's so stupid. Uh, you know when you're not paying attention, you make mistake. So we woke up at like 7, right? Right now it's 1 o'clock p.m. So yeah, so we did take our sweet ass time, Avrovia. Uploading videos. So what happened is we did this, and like I told you, I got a couple of files at more than 12 hours. So what we're doing is we're going on extra quarter. And on extra quarter, what I'm doing is we're literally taking the videos and making them shorter, but it takes so long. It took us 2 hours, and then I was like, okay, well, I kind of want to stream, like, so I started deleting stuff to keep the space, and one of the applications that we deleted was extra quarter itself. So we were at 92%, now we're back at 0, which is okay, it's all good. So today, pretty simple day. We spend an hour and a half, 2 hours uploading, which is great. Why is it great? Because we'll do it tomorrow also, we'll do it the day after also. The plan is I want to stream today because the weather is shitty. I also will have to leave a little bit earlier for work because it's going to be raining and I might have to hit the bus. That's pretty much it. So, streaming, I want to make a couple of videos. We'll see how it goes. I got some good news for you guys. I got some great news actually, and then that's pretty much it. I want to thank my mom because she just brought me a care package of food. So thank you, mommy. That I have to. That's very kind of you. And honestly, that's pretty much it. It's gonna be not the most interesting day because we're doing the same thing as yesterday. However, we're moving forward. The Good Place. I'm almost done with the second season, so that's actually pretty freaking good. And that's about it, to be honest. We'll see how it goes, but for now, it's going well. Can we make it more interesting? Okay, well, let's make it more interesting. Today, the tower is going well. We are working on multiple labs that are super useful. First of all, we have a tournament tonight, but today is Tuesday, so even if I leave it for tomorrow, I can leave it for tomorrow, there's no problem. However, I don't know if I should because we kind of fucked up last time. We waited too long, and we didn't have time we didn't have time. I'm exhausted today because yesterday we did a lot. We streamed for 3 hours and a half on Fortnite, and we streamed for an hour and a half on Resident Evil, plus the video that we made, so we're tired. And I had an appointment with the government. It's tomorrow, thank God, thank God. Okay, so what's next? There's nothing next, actually. My apologies, this is disgusting. There's nothing left. I mean, we're gonna be continuing a marathon of Resident Evil, which is actually pretty freaking cool. But it's gonna be more so a question of. There's gonna be more so a question of. How can I say that? I'm bored today. I'm boring. It's gonna be more so about how much time it takes because I want to play the 9 game. I want to do the movies. I want to do the books. So that's gonna take a shit ton of time. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't Link is your boy Link. Welcome to the show. Guys are doing well, so having a wonderful day on this 23rd September 2025. Today we're talking about the marathon for Resident Evil, our October marathon that started earlier so we could play Atelier Riza. I got some great news for you guys. Like I said yesterday, a friend, Timbo, said you should watch the movie. And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. There's 12 movies, so that means 12 videos that we can do. There's also books. I want to do the books also. The books could be a cool way to really dive into Resident Evil because I'll be completely honest, after this marathon, I might never play again Resident Evil. Thing is, I have so many games that we have to start deleting some from. We have to start playing some and then deleting them from the list because otherwise I'll be streaming for the next 30 years, which is great. But yeah, it's actually great. There's no but. So we might be doing the movie, we might be doing the book. So what I thought about doing is one game, one book, one movie. One game, one book, one movie. One book, one movie is about, I want to say, uh, 6 hours. So it's not that much. With that being said, we're doing well with the playthrough. We're at 1/4 of the game, which is not good at all, but hey, it beats nothing. That is pretty much it for today. So, love you guys. We'll see you guys for more Resident Evil. And thank you for watching this, for sure. Okay, so next is what? Next is... Don't blink, it's your brain. As you can see, we didn't start the video. We're definitely more for having a wonderful day on this 23rd September 2025. Today, we're doing a little bit of a tower talk. I got some good news for you guys. I got some great news, actually. I owe you guys a tournament. We fucked it up last time. We didn't watch a tournament. This is my bad. Now, what is the good news? The good news in itself is that, well, first of all, we're going to do the tournament, which is better than last time. We're switching the tower resistance a lot. The tower resistance a lot, we're going to start upgrading attack a lot. Why? Because lifesteal is going to be our biggest health regen. First of all, my apologies. Second of all, we always get killed by a vampire. Now, there's a price to doing attack. Attack will never, my apologies, be good enough. It's really hard to upgrade. It's really hard to get to the level where it's actually worth it. For example, with the defense that we have right now, we can get to wave 500, 1,000, and tier 1, 700, and tier 2. And by then, we need to have like 500, 600, 700 points in attack just to do a damage or be able to kill with the damage. Now, ultimately speaking, we do have torn damage, so getting that 1% would be good because our torn damage is 99%. So that could be cool. We're really thinking about our playthrough, our fifth playthrough. We have a fifth playthrough in mind. It's gonna be a no commentary playthrough. We're planning how to do it, but this could be really cool. This could be really cool. A playthrough with no commentary, the whole game no commentary, could be really nice. And that's pretty much it. Anyway, for now, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it works. For now, it's going well. For now, it's everything is falling in pieces. If I can say so myself. And I love you guys. So take it easy, peace. Welcome to Commentary Show. Because we are having a wonderful day on this 23rd September 2025. As you can see, there's only 3 days left for the good place. So, it might surprise me if I tell you that today we're going to do a good place video. And if you are surprised, tell me how. How can you be surprised about something that is quite obvious? I got some good news. This morning we did watch quite a lot of The Good Place. We're going to be streaming some Resident Evil soon, so we're going to be watching more The Good Place. So, here we are with the following. So, we are at Season 2, Episode 6. However, with the recap, we are at Season 2, Episode 2. So, here it is, right? Here it is. Which is the cool part is I finished. I'm sorry about last video. So what happened is I have TikTok battles. They're my little bit of something that I want to do, and because they're a little bit of something I want to really watch, I tend to put this first over a lot of things that I shouldn't move back. For example, we have our own work to do, but it doesn't matter. However, we have been watching on the phone, so I know exactly where we were. We did talk about multiple the third restart. Episode 2, Season 2, Episode 7. We are halfway through Season 2, so we're gonna have to hurry up. Because technically speaking, we do have 24, which is tomorrow. We have 25, which is tomorrow. So that means that I have to watch a season per day. It's quite doable. There's no problem there. So there you go. We got more of Michael killing Janet, and this is super cool because this is what happens when you watch too many episodes. You see what's going on after. Right now, one of the problems of Michael is that he doesn't feel moral or ethic. So he kills her without further remorse. However, the new Michael refuses to kill her. So kind of nice to see the evolution of the characters. It's actually really, really good. So we see more of. This is super, 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 super cool. We see more of the retry, but at the same time, we're seeing all the time Eleanor. This is I gotta say, a show. I don't know why. I remember The Good Place to be very smart. It's chaotic. It's one of the most chaotic shows that I watch. So right away in season 2, episode 2, we're seeing Eleanor in every single reality. She picks it up, and she picks up that it's the bad place. And this is what Michael was kind of not planning. He can find ways to torture her, but Eleanor, because she's morally questionable, she'll always figure out that this place is morally questionable. And because she'll figure it out, she'll figure out that it's a bad place. Which, in the end, makes sense. So then we have Michael with growing fear of his participants falling. And once again, this neighborhood is asking a lot of work for 4 people. There's, bless you. We think there's like 100 people in the neighborhood, and only 4 of them are real people. So it takes a lot of candidates. There's Vicky, which is the real Eleanor, which is kind of going against Michael. And every time Michael fails, you see her smiling, which is kind of nuts. The idea of Michael writing a log is actually kind of cool because it's a for example, right? See, the season 1 was great. Season 1 was great. It took us a whole season, but we figured out that the good place wasn't a good place. It was a bad place, right? The first time I did watch that, my mind was blown. So then, when you establish that, season 2, you have a problem. Okay, well, now we know that it's the good place, but the character doesn't know. So what do? We establish that we have to find it again. The goal is to find again that the good place isn't a good place, it's a bad place. So having an audio log not only shows how Michael feels, which is the ethereal being. See, in this weird thing, in order of importance, it's possibly Eleanor, Chidi, Jason, Tahani and Jason trade them, and then Michael, and then Janet, or Janet and Michael. So having and this is kind of crazy because in the bad place, see, the bad place being a comedy, it's a bit harder because there's no such a thing as an antagonist because it's a comedy, right? You have an antagonist in The Office? No. Do you have an antagonist in Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Well, the Pontiac Bandit, but the Pontiac Bandit is one of the nicest guy of the show, Judge Judy, you know? So in The Good Place, what do? You know? Somebody's stealing a car, but they took it out. So you're going to the bad place, bro. You're going to the bad place. I'm assuming, which means that I'm going to the bad place. I also. So having an antagonist like Michael, knowing how he feels, is kind of important too. Which is, it's a good plot. It is a good plot. So then he's talking about how Eleanor will always figure it out, and how tired he is that she's always figuring it out. And Michael is kind of depressed. Because it doesn't work. Now, here's a couple of good things. I would have liked to see some of the neighborhood. For example, in one of the reality, everything is clam chowder. Everything is clam chowder. And it's kind of funny because I love clam chowder, but it doesn't do the... Clam chowder to me is nice because clam chowder to me is a meal for winter. If you don't know winter, you don't need the comforting meal. You don't need the comforting meal. You don't need to, So now we have Michael once again starting a new one. And this, I gotta say, I found it annoying yesterday, but now I understand why they did it. Is beautiful. It's smart. So the second time you try it, right? We have an assembly, and we have Michael and the employees talking about how we torture them. The third time when we try it, we have an employee meeting, which is Michael and the employees, and how do we torture the 4 people. Now, the third time, Why do we show that? Because we know exactly how it starts. Because it's always starting the same way. Now we go in and we show that Vicky is there, and Vicky says, "You know what? The people are all left. They don't want to work with you guys." One of the reality failed because Eleanor and Shitty overheard two people talking about how Michael was fucking up, how it wasn't fun to torture people like that. So because Eleanor and Shitty understood that, they figured out that this was a bad place, you know. So then it's nice. It's nice to see everybody left, right? And the good place, which is kind of crazy, if you don't think about it, right, is reliant on the actor. You don't have a neighborhood for only 4 people because there's no way that in the world there's only 4 people that end up in a good place. Make sense? Makes sense. Cool, 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 cool. So Vicky has them in, which is like a union, which is kind of funny. And you know what's insane? You know what's insane? We have a negotiation between Michael and Vicky. I gotta say, this is kind of crazy because it's a specific way to torture people, and it's nice because you kind of get that. It's a workplace too, and in a fucked up ways. All of the shit that I mentioned before, right? Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Office, were workplace. So the good place, you don't see it as a workplace. There's a lot of people working there, right? So it could be considered a workplace for bad people. So we have Michael that comes in, and yeah, there you go. See, this is the scene where Michael really showed it up. So this is super, super nice. Every single time we have the train that takes it to the middle place. Now, here's some interesting concept. This is very interesting concept. See, in the first version, the middle place, it's kind of nuts, but it kind of makes sense at the same time. See, in the first place, because the problem that I have with the show, the problem that they have, the narrative, is that everything has to make some sort of sense. Everything has to belong somewhere. For example, right? So in the first place, we think that Shitty is a good person, but then we realize that he belongs in the bad place. We think that Tahani is a good person, but actually that she belongs in the bad place. So in the second or third reality, when Shitty goes to the middle place, it kind of makes sense because Shitty, although it isn't that perfect person, the person than Eleanor, and if Eleanor belongs in the middle place, then he belongs in the middle place. Another really cool factor. Look, it was really crappy weather, now it's kind of nice. I like it. I like it. We don't have the most battery, but fuck it. When in Rome, we like the Roman, huh? When in Rome, what does the Roman do? No more the energy drink. P6. I'm gonna make sure that we are uploading. Are we still uploading? No, we're not. No, we are not. Okay, then that's gonna be a problem. So we'll finish this episode and then we'll do another part again. So, with the middle place, what is a really good plot point? That it's not affected by the good place or the bad place. Now, the middle place is actually kind of like Janet. It is not affected. It is a independent factor of the universe of the good place. So Mindy Sinclair, which is the leader, but the only resident of the middle place, is there. And she tells Eleanor, and you know what's insane? She doesn't have her memory wiped out. I think that she sees herself and Eleanor, and she has Eleanor's back. She doesn't care about Shitty, she doesn't care about Jason, she doesn't care about Tahani. But Eleanor, they're cut from the same cloth. So she admits that they come here all the time they come here. And this is kind of cool because she admits that this is not the first time. Shitty does have feelings for Eleanor, and then every single reality, because she has nothing else to do, she kind of do a compilation. Or she records Shitty having sex with Eleanor, but also saying thank you. Because she masturbates a lot, which is little playful, right? It's kind of nice. It is kind of really nice because she sees everything that's happening. So, for example, there's something called the multiverse, right? And the good place is kind of the multiverse. If the starting point is always the same, but the timeline is different, then different events happen. She is kind of the pro of the multiverse, and she realized that each reality. So, for example, every time that they come into a new reality, and they know that their memory is wiped out. Now, it's kind of complex because we don't know if they don't have power over the middle place. But what I think it is that the bad place people only have a way of thinking that allow them to do things in the bad place. So for example, the middle place, since it's not in the bad place, their reign or their power that snakes is there. So this could be something that we see. It's kind of cool because Mindy does help them a lot, but at the same time, it's annoying because every single time you have to rethink the situation, and then you kind of don't want to because you're like, you're gonna forget this shit in a couple of days. What's the point? And I kind of get that, you know. I kind of do. I agree with that absolutely, absolutely. It is a really good plot. So then there's another reality where Michael restarts. And he's so desperate that he asks a favor for Jano. And then he's talking about how his employee don't want to work with him, they don't want to work for him, so he's kind of fucked. Jano comes in, and Jano with the Taiwanese monk smartness, talking about the band, right? And about how his band was, and it's a stupid example because it's talking about basically his band. He was the leader of a band, right? And then we had a guy that started a rival band, right? And because he had a rival band, then he had to fight with the other. And then it was about who was a better leader, right? And then Michael says, this is really good because you are telling me something. And this is insane because Janu tells him, all you have to do, so for example, in Janu's case, there is a band and they follow the other leader, all you have to do is get another band forward. And then what he does, Michael is like, yo, my ass is online. And this is kind of cool because you know that Michael is a bad person because he's a leader of a bad place. So what did they do as an idea, which is kind of brilliant? They put Michael with a fear of retirement, and they're like, yo, if your neighborhood don't succeed, you're gonna retire. Now this is the crazy part. The desire of Michael to have a successful bad place and not be the desire of Michael to not be retired versus the desire to have a successful bad place is minimal. He wants to avoid retirement. So what he does is he asks Tahani, he asks Jason, he asks Eleanor and Chidi to help him, and then in the same way, he offered them a place in a good place, which is non-consequential because it's bullshit. But at the same time, listen, it's a good plot. That's something that I didn't see coming. It's something I would have not seen coming. It's kind of cool because here this is super nice because we have Eleanor and the Mindy Sinclair. We have other scene of her, and this is kind of important because Mindy has the power to help Eleanor, but not every single time. For example, she has to have a level of consciousness, which is kind of cool because we do observe the same thing with Janet. Janet, if she has a level of consciousness, she's able to understand something, right? So Mindy's like to Eleanor, like, hey, every single time you are with Chidi, or something, he helps you. And there's one time where she told Chidi that she loves him, and then Mindy saw that. So, and this is kind of the sad part because she's basically telling Eleanor, no matter what happened, you are, and this is really cool because we're also seeing that with Janet. It's weird how similar to Janet she is. This could be happening later on. So she's telling her like, no matter what, you're always gonna end up successful. Why? Because you have Chidi. You fall in love with Chidi. They don't expect you to fall in love with Chidi, but in every single relationship, you guys are a team, and every single timeline, you guys are successful. And it's kind of cool because now we have Janet and Jason who are married. Jason and Janet that are married gets rebooted, and then Jason and the timeline successfully fall in love with Tahani. And because they successfully fall in love with Tahani, Janet is not able to accept that. The problem is Janet's memories was wiped out, so it's something in her soul. See, the good place is what? The good place is a show about making the right choices or the bad choices. However, what they're doing, and this is kind of spiritual also. So what they're trying to do also is they're saying like, hey, your brain tells to act wrong, your heart, you have a good heart, you want to help people, you have a bad heart, you don't want to help people, right? But your soul is going to be the important part. Your soul is going to be making sure that in every single timeline, you're still this person. Now, this is complex because every single time that they're rebooted in the good place, they always go back to the same point. The point being, hey, we die, we revive in this place, right? So then all of the memories, all the privacy of notion, all that privacy of nature is nurture, right? Is it's encased in their past life. So the soul itself doesn't play a role. However, the soul in this place will always like, okay, well, these soul connect. These brain don't connect, these soul connect. And this is kind of nice. So, 50% batteries, which is good, which is okay. We have what? We have more of Mindy having a fight. We got Eleanor trying to understand. This is kind of nuts because she's like, yo, I don't know what I'm going to do. There's kind of no escape. Whatever we fail, Michael will revive us, right? But then Michael has them to work with him, which is kind of insane. Eleanor comes up with a plan that is fucking genius. And it's kind of sucks because we don't know. I don't remember, because this was yesterday. I don't remember who came up with the plan first. Eleanor's like, yo, we have the power here. You're here to torture us. If you're not able to torture us,